I never believed that love could disappear quietly. I always thought it would end with shouting, or slammed doors, or at least a clear goodbye. But love doesn't always leave like that. Sometimes it fades the way evening light slips out of a room, slowly, silently, until one day you realize you're sitting in the dark, pretending you can still see. This is not a story I'm proud of. This is a confession. And even now, I'm still living inside its silence. Opening, when love was soft. The beginning, I met her on an ordinary afternoon, the kind you forget unless something extraordinary happens. The sky was dull, the air heavy with the promise of rain. I remember she was standing near the window, holding a paper cup of tea with both hands, like she needed its warmth more than its taste. She smiled at me, not the kind of smile that demands attention. The kind that quietly asks for understanding. Her name was Era. She was the loyal kind, the girl who loved deeply but spoke softly, who carried her pain like a secret no one else needed to know. From the beginning, she listened more than she talked. And when she loved with her whole heart. I noticed small things about her before anything else. How she remembered details people forgot, how she replied to messages even when she was tired, how she checked in without making it feel like control. She remembered my favorite songs. She remembered the story of my childhood scar. She remembered my birthday, at least back then. We didn't fall in love dramatically. No fireworks. No grand promises. It was quieter than that. It was shared silences, late-night calls, laughter that lingered even after the call ended. I would talk. She would listen. And somehow, that felt like love. She used to send me voice notes when I couldn't sleep. Are you okay? Did you eat? I'm here. 3 simple sentences. But they meant everything. She believed in me before I believed in myself. When I failed, she didn't lecture. She stayed. When I doubted myself, she didn't push. She waited. Looking back now, I realize, that was the moment I should have held her tighter. But comfort can make you careless. And I became careless with her heart. When silence started speaking, things began to break. The change didn't arrive suddenly. It crept in slowly, like dust settling on furniture you stop noticing. I started getting busy. At least, that's what I told myself. Work, friends, life, excuses, wear different clothes every day. She noticed first. She always did. Our calls became shorter. My replies became slower. Her messages stayed the same, caring, thoughtful, but now they were often left unseen. She never complained loudly. That was her flaw. She would say things like, "You seem tired these days. I don't want to disturb you. It's okay, I understand." But I didn't understand what those words were really saying. They weren't understanding. They were surrender. She started apologizing for wanting time. For wanting reassurance. For wanting me. And I let her. I convinced myself that love didn't need constant effort. That if it was real, it would survive neglect. I was wrong. Very wrong. There were nights she waited for my call. I know, because she told me later. She would keep her phone on loud. Every notification made her heart jump. Every silence crushed it again. I was there, but not really. Emotionally, I had started leaving long before my body ever did. The birthday, the night everything changed. Climax begins. My birthday arrived quietly. No excitement. No anticipation. Just another date on the calendar. But somewhere inside me, I was waiting. Waiting for her. She had always been the first one. Always. At midnight, I stared at my phone. 12:01, 12:05, 12:30, nothing. I told myself not to overthink. Maybe she was busy. Maybe she'd surprise me later. Morning came. Messages from friends, family calls, social media wishes. But not hers. The one message I needed never came. By evening, the silence felt loud. I checked her last seen. Online, then offline, then online again. My chest felt heavy, not because of the forgotten birthday, but because of what it meant. She hadn't forgotten the date. She had forgotten me. That night, something inside me broke. And instead of communicating, I made a choice I will regret forever. I went out, not to celebrate, to escape. I let the night distract me. Loud music, strangers, Someone who laughed too easily and didn't know my pain. I didn't cheat with love. But I cheated with presence. With attention. With emotional availability. And when I came home, there was her message. Sent hours ago. I'm sorry, I remembered too late. I hope you're okay. 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. I didn't reply. That silence, that was my betrayal. Truth and goodbye. Climax continues. Days passed. We talked less. But when we did, something was different. She wasn't asking questions anymore. She wasn't checking in. Her love had gone quiet. That scared me more than her anger ever could. One night, she finally spoke. Her voice was calm. Too calm. I didn't forget your birthday, she said. Silence. I just didn't feel remembered anymore. Those words hit harder than any accusation. She told me how lonely she had been. How she cried quietly so no one would hear. How she lowered her expectations just to keep me. And then she said the sentence that ended as, I loved you alone for a long time. I wanted to fix things. I promised change, effort, time, but she was tired. And tired love doesn't restart easily. She didn't shout. She didn't blame. She just left, emotionally. And eventually, completely. Ending, after love leaves, the aftermath, life continued. That's the cruelest part. The world doesn't stop when someone breaks your heart. I started noticing her absence everywhere. In songs. In quiet evenings. In unanswered messages I wanted to send but couldn't. She moved on. Not loudly. Gracefully. Like someone who had already mourned while still inside the relationship. And me, I stayed behind. With memories. With regret. With birthdays that no longer felt special. Sometimes I wonder, if I had replied that night. If I had chosen conversation over ego. If I had loved her the way she loved me. But time doesn't answer questions. It only teaches lessons. And the lesson I learned came too late. Because some people don't leave when they stop loving you. They leave when they realize they've been loving you alone. She forgot my birthday, but I forgot her heart long before that. And some goodbyes never truly end. They just learn how to live inside you. Just tell me what you want.